like they will come at 21. That's what I have to do.
Thank you.
How complicated, how messy, how what, why are you making them? We've also saw this before, but it's better today. Go back to
You can become a member, and I get memberships through the mail, through the webpage, from people like in Arizona, Missouri. I don't even know who they are. I don't recognize as being Carbondale names, but they must get to the webpage, and there's a lot of stuff on our webpage, a lot, but I really pack it in there. And so the long and short of it is, these people renewing memberships are becoming new members. I think what they're saying, from unknown people, they're not Carbondale names that I would recognize. I think what's happening is people are saying half the world is now damning historical stuff and tearing down statues and all that stuff, but we think history is important. We're going to support you when they become members. And we also have on the webpage a donation panel where you can just make a donation. Would you like to make a donation to the Carbondale? And people when they get on web pages, as you probably know, get very tied into sort of click. They want to click on something, So they make a donation, click. Next thing you know, we want their bank number. Next thing you know, $50 goes right into our account. So anyhow, I can't say enough for a user-friendly web page, and there are a lot of people who can make that happen for you if you don't have it now. But I think it's a good idea. And I think we have more membership renewals and new members via the web page than we do have by sort of a walk-in kind of structure, which is interesting. And so I also on the web page I post a lot of articles. I write a lot of articles and have written a lot of books on the DNH. And I put a lot of that stuff on the web page. And there's a very nice, very gratifying response to it. And you can just pack it in there, and people see it. And the number of people who will come to a meeting, you have a large crowd here tonight. We never get this many people at a meeting because people just want to do everything online these days. But and on the web page, we also sell various products, and we have research services. If you give us $15, we'll do this kind of research. $25, we'll do this. $50, we'll check these records. And I get questions all the time from all over America about Carbondale things. And so I think it's a good idea. If you don't have a full-bodied and interactive web page, I think you should get some 18-year-old in your group to make that happen.
Good luck.
I know what you mean, but anyhow, that's a very good thing, and so that's encouraging because, as I say, right now we're just beginning the membership renewal for this year, and so with the web page you can just all the life members, they click, all of a sudden they're on the new page, and then it's just a matter of click, and 50 people get an email saying renew your membership, and so it's a very good thing. And we have stuff on display where it's lucky in the course of a month we have 30 or 40 people who walk by that display, but it's on the web page too, and people see it and they respond. So it's I mean, I like the in-person stuff, but it's important to have that electronic outreach, and so that's what's going on. Working with Cody, we just got I got a letter in the mail from the Montgomery County Historical Society outside of Philadelphia. They were getting rid of a lot of stuff. They were going through their collection and getting rid of stuff, and it was. Does any of this stuff interest you? Said they to me on like a 20-page document, a list of things. Just Wednesday of this week, the U-Haul truck pulled up in front of City Hall and they unloaded stuff. We've got about 20 boxes full of unbelievable stuff that the Montgomery County Historical Society was getting rid of. And when they first contacted me, I said, well, I don't know how we're going to get down there to get it. they said, oh, we'll deliver it right to City Hall. Okay. I'll give you the address. And some of the most amazing stuff in this, it's all because it was part of the Child's collection. Now as we all know, there was a Child's family in Child's, and there's Child's with a big deal with the O&W, and Child's is a name that's known in this part of the country. And Orchard is a very well known in Carbondale too, name in Carbondale. There was an Orchard man who designed all the D&H passenger coaches. He was a very high style engineer. He also designed the 1860 City Hall. He designed other buildings in Carbondale. He was a first class individual. And there's the Orchard collection which came to us. And I was overwhelmed on Wednesday when this truck pulled in, and I got a couple people to help me unload the stuff onto the third floor. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable Hitchcock chairs. Not original Hitchcock chairs, but very beautiful Hitchcock chairs. And things like beautiful high-style furniture anyhow, you don't expect that kind of stuff to come your way. So when they said, check anything you think you might want, Cody and I were there, check. We had to do it all. We got a lot of stuff anyhow. So it's sometimes from out of the blue you get very nice things. We also got, I go there every day and spend the whole day there, and I was there recently. One day was when I was there 6 months ago. Some people were with me, and some of these characters, 2 or 3 characters appeared at the door, sort of, my mother would say, rough-looking characters. I thought, what do they want? What are they doing here? And they came in, and they said, and a box onto the table in front of me. Well, we just buried the old son of a bitch. Here's some of his stuff. If you want it, you can have it. The box sort of flipped onto the table. I thought, okay, thank you very much. And they gave us the old son of a bitch's military medals, including his Purple Heart and a lot of military stuff. Unbelievable. Nobody wanted this stuff. And so sometimes from the most unlikely people, it's easy to remember some of these bequests. I was there one day, and a woman came in. She was very mouthy and brassy, and what's she all about? It seems like that kind of person always has a very sort of picturesque manner of speaking. She said, well, I was living with this son of a bitch, and he's finally out of my life, and I'm glad he's gone. And he was a painter, and he did some pretty good stuff. And I have lots of paintings at home. Do you want them? Yes, ma'am. We'd love to have them. Beautiful paintings, 3 by 4 feet, 4 by 5 feet of oil paintings of City Hall and Carbondale buildings. Unbelievable. So sometimes from the most unlikely sources that you get the most amazing things. It's good if in your new building, and when you open, to the greatest extent you can have somebody there a lot of the time, even if they're not working on historical things. Sometimes the most amazing things walk through the door, and that you've got to be ready for that. And anyhow, I think I'm very excited by the Upper Lackawanna Valley and the historical picture these days. Archbold is alive and well, and they have a historical room with stuff in it. And then now we have Jermyn and Carbondale Township and Carbondale, and so the Upper Lackawanna Valley we've got our doors open, and I think that's good, and you just have to keep giving it your best and hope for the best. Sometimes there are ups and downs, but if you just sort of know you're heading in that direction and keep going in that direction, then sometimes good things happen to you. So this is wonderful that you're moving into a former Welsh church. And I happen to be half Welsh, so that appeals to me a lot. In Carbondale, in the 1830s, there were 3 Welsh churches in 1830 in Carbondale. Can you imagine that? There were services in Welsh, in Carbondale churches in 1900. That is unbelievable. And the D&H, which, as you know, the gigantic company, they capitalized on the Welsh too. And when they, in the 1830, 31, they had a problem with inferior quality coal, and they realized that they had to they had to do deep underground shaft mining in order to get quality coal, because initially they were sending to market surface coal, which was not the quality coal that they wanted. And so the D&H, who had it for 100 years, they always got the brightest and best people involved to solve their problems. So what did the D&H managers do in the 1830s? They recruited in Wales, Welsh miners, and they brought to Carbondale 90 Welsh families, not just 90 miners, 90 Welsh families they brought to Carbondale to show them how to do deep underground mining. So Carbondale became a Welsh community. They were the dominant ethnic group there for a long time. And so it speaks well for the managerial style of the D&H. They always got the brightest and best people involved. So there's a very strong Welsh thing in Carbondale, and we're very proud of that. I happen to be half Welsh, so that's why I have a particularly strong interest in Welsh things with the. Anyhow, I'm delighted to be here tonight. I think congratulations on this great step you're taking forward with your own building, and it'll become a destination. People will give you things, and you'll be fulfilled by it, I'm sure, because people like to have a destination to give these things. So congratulations from Carbondale, and good luck. Thank you.
Doctor,
Yes.
did you ever go to the Greenfield Historical Society?
And the Greenfield Historical Society, that's all. That they have it. I know those people as well too. There's a cemetery on Route 107, and where Cora Gardner is in charge of that cemetery now. And she called me one day and she said, do you know anything? In that cemetery are people like the Fell family is buried in that cemetery. The Fell, like Fell Township, and the Finch family, and lots of very early Revolutionary era people are in that cemetery. About 40 years ago, maybe longer, the people who lived at the corners, at Spencer's Corners, as we all call it up there, people who lived there contacted my mother and said, there's a cemetery up in one of our hayfields. Have you ever been over there? I said, no, but I'd love to go there. So I went to the cemetery and I copied down the inscription on every stone in the cemetery about 40 years ago. Cora Gardner called me a couple of years ago and said, do you know anything about that cemetery on the Finch Cemetery? I said, yes, I do, as a matter of fact. I copied down the inscription on every stone in that cemetery 40 years ago. She did. I said, yes. I handed her my copy of it, and she almost fainted when she saw all the names on there, because many of those stones are now illegible. Yeah. And so we also have the Greenfield Historical Society too. So the upper Lackawanna Valley, we're well represented, and that's a good thing. And I look forward to getting into your new building, and we'll take it from there. Nice to be here tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody knows Cody. He's a member of our historical society. He also is the founder and founding member of the Carbondale Township Historical Society. So, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing up there, Carbondale Township?
Well, Carbondale Township started in 1831. It was a subsidiary of Blakely, and it got cut off and made into its own township. But it consists of Childs, the Bush, and White's Crossing, part of Salem Mountain. But about 2 years ago, my grandparents passed away. I started to get into genealogy, started doing more research, and I ended up going to City Hall and met Mr. Powell. And then that kind of kick-started everything from there. From my grandparents' estate, I collected a couple books, wanted to find more about the township, and found out there was no, basically, resources for actual Carbondale Township. So I just started spitballing from there. From going through about a dozen books, now I have about 500 over the Lackawanna Valley. I do, it's just my personal collection so far. We've had a couple pieces donated, but we're always looking for material. If you have anything from any of those locations, we have a Facebook page where I try to post different articles or stories at least once a week with new things or new happenings in the area. But we're always looking for new material, new information that's maybe hidden in someone's basement, a relative that passes away, don't let it get thrown out, try to donate it or get it out there. But I'm currently running it basically out of my one side of my house right now until I can try to get more momentum behind it, get more members that want to actually get it into an organization like this or Carbondale, and then hopefully we can get a building. Meredith Hose Company did say they'd give us a spot if we wanted to display stuff, but they're still in the process of building their new building, which we post about quite a bit. But that's pretty much it. Always looking for new stuff. Check us out on Facebook, and if you have anything or any questions, anything we could help research, we'll try to do our best. And we have everything from Lackawanna, Pike County, Wayne County, even Luzerne, everything from floods, fires, any newspaper articles you need researched, we can find that, newspapers.com. You go back to, I researched stuff back to the early 1800s on there. Found a ton of stuff on the railroads, Childs, the Bush, everything from White's Crossing when it was formed. So the history's out there, you just gotta go search for it. Thank you.
Okay, well, I have a few little things filled up. He didn't do it, but sit that around for me.
The contents of that box was given to me by Hank Loftus, who's one of our members in Carbondale, and he's the curator at the Dorflinger Museum in White Mills. And they've been going through their collection, and they came across a piece of German cut glass, which is not part of, they feel does not belong in their collection. It belongs in German. In that box is a piece of German cut glass that Hank Loftus said, Robert, the next time you see Bruce, give him this box.
This is from the Laurel Cut Glass Company. And the Laurel, for those who don't know, everybody should know by now, after us talking about it for so long. The Laurel Cut Glass Company used to be the German Cut Glass Company, spelled with a G, German, as in Germany. And there was a conflict when our borough changed the name to Jermyn with a J. So they had to change their name, so they changed their name to the Laurel Cut Glass Company. Harold Carey was the glass cutter, the head glass cutter of the Laurel Cut Glass Company. And I guess his son, Harold Carey, was where I lived in Jermyn all my life on the other side of the house. So if you remember at our sesquicentennial dinner, when Tom Zenti gave us a bowl, and he found on eBay and said he donated that to our society. That one was on there, it had 2 little chips in it, and I looked at it on eBay and I said, well, I want to buy it, but I don't want to buy one with chips in it. Well, I found the same bowl in my grandmother's, that was in my grandmother's house that I took. It was up in a cupboard above my stove, probably for the last 35 or 40 years, maybe longer. I never took it out. It was the same exact bowl that was donated to us. Well, now we have 3. This is the same bowl.
What does it look like?
This is the same, well, no, this is not the same bowl. This has a different pattern. First of all, let's listen to it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is lead crystal.
That's beautiful.
This has a different, if you look in the inside, it has a different leaf pattern than the one we had.
I gotta see if I got any of them. My sister just gave me a whole bunch of stuff.
So we need to send a letter to Mr. Loftus for thanking him for this. This is a beautiful piece.
That is
Bruce,
gorgeous.
I will send you Hank's email address, right, so you can thank him for that.
Thank you. This is a treasure because I mean, I understand there was probably a lot of glass that came out of that building. And, you know, we're thankful to have any and all that we can get. So we now have 2 bowls, 2 different bowls one from Tom Zenti and one from Hank Loftus, and then I have a third one that'll probably end up in our collection sometime, someday, because I know none of my kids or grandkids are gonna want it. They don't want anything unless it's money. So, you know, unless I sell it and give them the money, they don't want it. Because I already said that to my son. I said, I have a whole bunch of baseball cards I'd like to give you for my grandson, and he said, sell them and then give me the money. So that will not happen, but.
On the question of this Dorflinger glass, if you haven't visited the Dorflinger Factory Museum in White Mills, go there. It's breathtaking. It is the former factory, and it is filled with cut glass, and there is lots of money involved with that organization, and it has such a high style New York Fifth Avenue kind of professional museum. It is breathtaking.
Yeah, the guy's from New York that put it together.
His name is Asselstein and Jim, and he's a great guy, and but so it's a very wonderful resource just in White Mills. And parenthetically, there was also a glass company in Carbondale, the hometown cut glass company on Salem Avenue, right across from the former Masonic Temple. And so there's a Carbondale cut glass too, but that's really a gorgeous bowl.
So we're planning on, and we talked about running a bus trip up to the Dorflinger Museum. So sometime in the spring or early summer, we're going to do that.
Yeah,
During
we
the
should do
summer
that.
and the fall, they do a ton of great presentations too, just like you guys we do down here. They usually run one at least a month, maybe two, but they're incredible. Like the one that John Reebok does, he actually developed, he got 3D glasses, and he actually uses the old Hensels, takes you on a tour of the Lackawanna Valley 3D, where it looks like you're in the program.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, all right, well, wonderful. I thank Mr. Loftus for this. Thank Dr. Powell for being the intermediary and in between and making sure it got to us. This is a treasure for us. This will be in a glass case in the building, and it'll be right alongside the one that we already have.
With an army.